all of you are very excited today after that session of chatbot yesterday. And let's take it to another dimension, another extension of this, the chatbots. We all have seen yesterday that how we can automate our response systems, the customer service process, and all of the things through some machine learnings and through the knowledge base through which we give to the machines. Now we are giving some another dimension to this of giving artificial intelligence to the machines. So that's what the intelligence that we are talking about today. It's a very exciting and electrifying session. I hope it would be. I have a very exciting guest today also for you. Mr. Amit Chauhan will be taking the session today on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Lots of things that we hear every day. That's this is what is AI, what is ML, what is the deep learning, what is NLP. Lots of words coming to us every day. But frankly speaking, we actually remain in talk with most of the educational fraternity and the industrial domains. So people get confused that what is this actually is this, and how we can use out of this for us. So that's why we have kept a session where we can give you some idea that what artificial intelligence is and how we can use the machine learning, how we can use the deep learning, what are the concepts in this, so that we can start building on this. We can do some kind of thinking over this and make some applications for our purpose, for our use. So that's what the agenda of today's session is. The AI and ML, what, why, and how. What is this? Why it is required for us, and how we can implement for AI and ML for our applications, for us, for our day-to-day lives. There are lots of applications around us which we see, but we don't actually feel, or we don't actually make much, what I say that make sense. It makes sense as to us that this is an AI application, or this is what this is a AI application, or this is an embedded application. So lots of time we remain confused in this, but actually we are using lots of systems around us. I will show you some videos today also, that you will get an idea that yeah, this is the system that I'm using, and there is an AI element in this, but I have not been using it before. Or maybe I will not been aware of this, that this is the AI system that which we are using earlier before. So these all things are there, the agenda of our session today. There were some questions regarding the certification. So let me make it clear that this is a 2 webinar series. Today we have a session at this 4 o'clock, and tomorrow we have a robotics session, how we can design a robot without hardware actually. So we have a session tomorrow on robotics at 11 o'clock, and that session would be taken by Mr. Nitin Ahlawat, who is a research scholar at Delhi. So this is a 2 webinar series session, Future of Technologies webinar series that we have kept the name. And today at 8 o'clock in the evening, and tomorrow at 12 o'clock in the midday, we will mail you the quiz session. That quiz session would be uploaded on Google Forms, in Google Form format, and we will mail you the link. You have to take the quiz session and submit us the answers. If in both of the quiz sessions your answers are more than 50% correct, then you will be provided grades, and based on that grading you will be provided a certificate for this webinar series. So that's what the thing is for regarding the certifications. So I just show you a video and let you figure out that the AI element is this, and where is the embedded element is there, and whether the electrical element is there. So I just show you a video of this. Just before that video, I give you a background that you all must be driving bikes, maybe electric bikes you must be driving also, because nowadays there is a future and feature of the electric bikes. So we have prepared electric bike powertrain that I will be showing you. And there is an AI element in that, there is an embedded element in that, there is an electric element in that, all the elements are there. So I just...
Hello guys, welcome to Pragyatmika, the power of intelligence. You must have ridden an e-bike. And what about learning to design an e-bike? And not only an e-bike, what about learning to design a voice-controlled and IoT and AI-enabled e-bike? So we have just made a demonstration for you where you can learn, make, and do something better over it. So we have this IoT and AI-controlled, voice-controlled e-bike powertrain. There are various components over here. We have the battery pack, we have the motor controller, we have IoT and AI control boards over here. Here the lock is also there. So the lock can be controlled remotely. We have the lights and displays and all the things. There is a brake, there is a throttle to give the acceleration. So I just operate the things and show you. So here I just give the ignition first, the battery ignition. So my powertrain is powered on. Now I need to first unlock the motor, unlock the bike so I can ride. So I just give my command through my voice, my Google Assistant. So, okay Google, unlock bike.
Unlocking bike.
Bike is getting unlocked, and you can also see my bike is unlocked. Now I just remove the lock from my bike and I need to ride it. So I just give the throttle, but you see that I am not able to ride it yet because I have not been authorized. So I am authorizing my bike to give me a ride. So okay Google, turn bike on. Okay Google, turn bike on.
Turning bike on.
Oh, so my bike is on now. Now I will ride. So you can see I'm riding my bike, giving the throttles and riding my bike. I'm riding and my brakes is applied. So I just stopped. Now I cannot ride. Now I remove the brake and I'm riding again. And what about if your bike has been stolen in midway? So you just need to stop the riding. So okay Google, turn bike off.
Turning bike off.
Oh, my bike is off. So if someone has stolen your bike, you just off it remotely. Now you cannot ride it. And through your GPS locations, you can track your bike. Thank you.
Okay, so you have seen the video. I hope you have heard the voices also. Now, there are the various components. This is the powertrain, or this is the complete drive system for any electric bike or any motive that you are driving through. So we have the electrical components in that. We had the embedded components in that, the embedded system, the electronics components in that, through which we were controlling the things. And there were some AI element in that also. So I just request to you participants to just figure me out that where were the AI element in that. Just you can either unmute yourself and tell me, or you can write on your chat window also that where was the AI element in this. In the video, have you heard my voice that I was telling Google to turn on the bike? Correct. So Mr. Dev Jyoti has told me that this is voice recognizer. Another person, Mr. Udesh Kumar, has written Google to start and stop. This is an AI lock on tire. Okay, great. So this is not only an AI lock, but AI drive was there completely. So voice recognizer, yes. So I was just figuring you out that speech recognition is one of the best example of an artificial intelligence, where your voice is actually matched. Because my voice is there configured with that the system, the Google Assistant system. So my voice was being recognized by the drive, and only then it was driving. If you or another person come and give command to start through his own voice, it will not be starting at all. So yes, the speech recognition is one of the good example of artificial intelligence. So Google Assistant that you use for your home automation purpose, for machine learning, so all these things are example of an artificial intelligence system. So there are lots of things that you see all around you. Maybe, you use the Netflix. Most of you guys use Netflix these days. All of you are in lockdown, so movie viewing purpose. Or maybe you go to the Facebook and there are the various kind of news feeds to you. So this is based on your choice. Like you like to watch only the action movies. So Netflix would show you only the action movies in your watch list. Or maybe if you are viewing these days only the cases related to COVID-19, what is the status of COVID-19 and what is the spread out and all these things that you are interested these days to know. So Facebook will show you the most of the news feeds around COVID-19 only, and it will leave the other news behind. So this is your user statistics is being collected. There is some algorithm is being implemented over it, and based on that, Facebook is showing you the related or relevant news, which is only for your purpose. Maybe I have another choice. Maybe I want to see only the sports news these days. So Facebook will show me only the sports news. Some other person, Mr. Amit Chauhan, wants to see only the movie news these days. So he will be shown the movie news. So that's what kind of intelligence is there that we are giving. So if it is more related towards the software, towards the computer-based system, so it is a pure software-based AI that we make into place. Once this come into the machines, there we play the embedded AI, where we have the processors to implement the artificial intelligence features. So example that I have shown you is an example of embedded AI and integrated with the software AI concepts, because we use these analytics data also here in this portrait. So I will I'm very much time now heading over the session of this today to our guest speaker, Mr. Amit Chauhan. He is from CDAC Mohali.
Hello everyone, myself is Amit Chauhan and I am a research scholar in CDAC Mohali. Today we are talking about AI and ML and what is the use of ML and where we are using AI applications and ML applications and when the AI emerges. As we know that AI is not a recent thing. It is being since last 50, 60 years. Now we see a boom in AI and ML. And the boom is just because of the computation power of the hardware. And now we can see that we are having a GPU. GPU is the graphical processing unit. And we also know that CPU, as we know that CPU is a common term is using in personal computer. And CPU is doing a serial processing. And it becomes very heavy when we do training of AI applications. So GPU is introduced because it is a parallel processing system. And furthermore, there is the TPU, which is the tensor processing unit from Google, and they have a more number of deep parallel processing things. And as we know that every day and every second the data is generated in huge volume. So we can take the benefit of these data and make AI applications. As we know that we heard about AI applications and AI engineers. Mainly the AI enables the machine to think without any human intervention. That is, machine taking its own decision. For example, we see that there is a robot from the USA named Sophia. It is like a humanoid. It takes decision by its own. And another example is a self-driving car. Other example is the apps we are using in mobile. They are using a machine learning and deep learning as a AI application, and we see that there is a machine learning. Machine learning is basically a subset of AI. It provides us statistical tools to explore the data and we understand about particular type of data. And furthermore, the machine learning is divided into supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And the supervised learning is the labeled data, and unsupervised learning have a data which is not labeled, and reinforcement learning is that which is a semi-supervised also, which have a labeled data and not labeled data. And we will discuss about these in further. And the third one is deep learning. Why deep learning is created? Because scientists thought that what if machine need to learn by itself? So they introduced a multi-neural network architecture. So the idea is behind this is to mimic human brain. And now anyone in the world needs to do something in AI. So for that they have to learn languages, and the most basic and easy language is a Python. As you know, it is in huge demand also. There is a more job opportunity in Python. And the second thing is to refresh our math, which was learning in schools. So that like matrices, set, statistics analysis, probability, and we also should know about the which type of data is generating every day, whether it is structured data, unstructured data, it is coming from webs, sites, or it is coming from apps, it is coming from messengers, it is coming from emails, and on that we are implementing machine learning algorithm on these data as a AI application. So there is a many real world problems we can build based on these machine learning statistical tools as a AI application. And why we are using, as we know that there are many applications like astronomy, healthcare, transport, agriculture, education, e-commerce, social media, finance. As an example that in finance, bank using AI. How can bank using AI? They are organizing the operation like transactions, and they are using AI investment in stocks, and they are using AI that how claims are changing from yes to no, that there are some changes in the claim, how one human can do so much things. So, and we see that in transportation we are using fuzzy logics controllers developed for automatic gearbox. As we know that, for example, there is a Tesla, which is a self-driving car. So they are using AI as a AI application. They are using machine learning in it. They are using computer vision in it. They are using a robotic part in it. And another example is hospitals, and how hospitals are using AI application. They are organizing bed schedules that it depends on the number of patients. So AI will do a part of that, how bed is organized for number of patients that with serious critical issues. that someone have a serious critical problems, they are assigned to different department, and like this the patients are divided with their health issues and divided in different bed schedules. And in hospital they are also using AI for staff rotations, uh, and they are also providing meditation informations also, like we heard about the chatbot. Every field having a chatbot to reduce the human effort between customer and a client relationship. Uh, then if we see as a computer vision in healthcare, there is a detection of tumors and other health issues with AI system. And why we need that? And here we see that there is a numerous number of applications we can use in different fields. As per the percentage, that travel and transport and logistic are using many AI applications. After that, retail. In retail, we can see an example of Amazon, and many other things are companies are there, which is in Bangalore also. They are using image processing. They are using a self money in AI application, and automotive and assembly. And in this, there is an example of Tesla, and there is a high tech, oil and gas, and chemicals, media and entertainment. In this, there is an example of movies recommendation and the score of the movies and the ratings of the movies, how we can decide that this movie is best or not. So it is based on AI application. In agriculture, they are doing numerous number of jobs with computer vision, with robots, or with automatic harvesting robots. In banking, I talked about the banking and healthcare also, and public and social sectors. In public and social sectors also, we can use AI application like a weather monitoring systems, which is used as the public, and we can also see there is a board on the corner of the road which gives the AQI, air quality index, based on AI systems. And aerospace and defense also we can use AI based, and nowadays we can see that there are missiles that is self-guided. It is based on AI application. And what is artificial intelligence? I told that it is a branch of computer science that emphasizes the development of intelligence machines thinking and working like humans. And all these uh, subsets are a part of artificial intelligence. I told about machine learning, NLP. In NLP, it is a natural language processing, use content extraction, as I told in the entertainment and media. There is a classification like we can take an example of classification in NLP is of a movie that which is good or not, and machine translation, question and answering. Question and answering is a example of a chatbot, and text generation. And there is another part of artificial intelligence is vision, which is machine vision, and image recognition. It is a part of image processing. And there is another part of artificial intelligence is speech, that speech to text, text to speech. Then there is an example like Alexa and Google Assistant, or we can take an example of iPhone Siri. And there is another part of artificial intelligence is robotics. That robotics are doing very much in agriculture field. They are sowing, they are harvesting the fruits, the plants, and the vegetables, and they are measuring the production. How new technology are changing life. There are some powerful examples of artificial intelligence. On Netflix, we can see that everyone and most of the people are using Netflix. So how Netflix is recommending a movie or something for you? It is based on a user that we are searching movies in the Netflix. So they are learning from the user that that person is searching these type of genres of movie many times. So Netflix is showing the movies related with that. And Siri and Alexa is another example that we can, if we are in a different room and our Alexa or our iPhone have a Siri is in different room and we cannot go there because of some work, so we can just make a sound like hello Google or hello Alexa, so they can reply and ask what can I do for you. So we can do call, we can do message or many other things. And there is another Tesla example. Tesla is a self-driving car. That self-driving car is using a computer vision, and they are using image recognition, they are using robotics, they are using distance, they are using sensors, and they are using numerous AI application with embedded with electronics in a car. And there is an online banking system. That online banking system have an example, like I told you before, that they are organizing operation transactions. And there is a Uber. We heard all about Uber, and everyone is using, I think, Uber taxis. So Uber is using AI application based on how much people frequencies are using Uber taxi from particular area. So if we suppose that there is one place like Delhi, Delhi, the people are using Uber very much. So with AI application, they can generate a model that in Delhi people are using a Uber taxi, so they increase the volume of the taxi in that particular area. It is a self-learning AI application in that. And in social networks, there are many more AI application in social networks that they are using messages, they are using our data, or they are using our searches, what we search in our social networks. With that, they can decide that that message is positive or negative, or like we are searching in Instagram, so they are recommending the most of the things which is related with our search. So there are, these are the some examples of AI application among some. And now we can see that there is a supervised learning. Supervised learning have a labeled data, or we can say that it is a past data to do prediction for the future. Uh, for example, we can see that in a picture there are a type of uh, birds or animals, that duck, there is a no duck. So we can classify with a machine learning algorithm that this particular bird is a duck or not. After training and learning of these, that our testing phase with a fresh image, we can predict that this image is related to duck or not. So this is our supervised learning. And next is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is like not having a labeled data. Means I don't know what is the output. So we usually solve clustering type of problems in this unsupervised learning based on the similarity of the data. It try to group the data together. For example, if we have a color balls, red, green and blue, and it is a mix in the image. So we can check that the red color balls and green color balls and blue color balls are grouped together at some distance from each other. And another example is like we have a photo of a duck, birds, or as we can see that in a picture we have a three ducks or three birds, and one is rabbit and other is another animal. So we can see it is a unsupervised learning, and we have not labeled it that it is a duck or it is another type of animal. So the model will do some like clustering algorithm, and it will cluster the same type of animals in one group. So we can see that there are three ducks type animals, so they are grouped in one, and the rabbit is another, and the third one is another group. So it is like that. And the third one is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is that some part of data is labeled, and when it is learning, then some part of data is coming unlabeled. So we can also say that it is a semi-supervised learning. So ML model learns slowly from the past labeled data to a new unlabeled environment. Means that in starting the learning process with the labeled data, and in middle of the learning there are data coming which is not labeled. So with this state we can say that there is a we can use a feedback loop, that it will tell that the unlabeled data is coming and now they are doing a self-learning that we have to do classify or clustering based on that. And now I will do some practical, that I have an image of a blue grape, and we can see that there is a blue grape in the image, and I want to classify it that it is grape and where in the image. So I will draw a rectangle around the grapes, so it will tell that the grape in that position in the image. So I need to open my software, so it will take 1 or 2 minutes. So as we're seeing that there is an input image with a blue grape, and from that I took a hue value image, and it will look like this. The white portion is saying that this is my object where is the blue grape. So I will do a thresholding after that. Before thresholding, we have to do some pre-processing techniques so that my binary image will convert in a black and white portion. So for that, we have to do some pre-processing so that the last image before thresholding will looks like a black and white, so it can convert very easily. And after thresholding, my image will look like this. And we can see that there are some noise around the my grape. I can zoom it, and we can see that there are some white small portions around the grape which is not related with my object, that is blue grape. So I want to remove this noise. So I used a pixel group technique, which is a connected components. It means that it will check there is a small group of white portion in the image and it will remove it. So after using this, my image will look like this, and I can see properly that my noise is very much clear now. And I use a rectangle function in the program so that my object will classify that in that particular position in the image there is a blue grape. So I will do a run on the program and I will show you that. The proper classification of a blue grape, that my program classifies that this is a grape. And we can see that there are many questions that I am using a CNN convolutional neural network, or I am using a machine learning algorithm. But in this program, I haven't used any one of them. I used a manual pre-processing, and I did a manual process to detect my object in the image. And because this is the basic knowledge and this is a proper knowledge of how to find manually something in an image. Because in convolutional neural network, we have a data set which contains many images in 1000, 10,000. And in data set, we can see that there is the original image, and with that original image we have a labeled image of the original image. So we have a same two type of image, which is labeled and unlabeled. So like we have a 1000 original image and we have a 1000 labeled image. The total data set images we have 2000. So in convolutional neural networks, we are using machine learning algorithms to learn that from the labeled image, from a classified image in a data set, there is a particular type of blue grape in that portion, or this type of object is a blue grape. So it is a little bit different from CNN and a manual process, but I did my best in this also. So this is the resulted photo, and I hope that you saw that it is the best result